Hey everybody, this is Melina from SWME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram, and Me Crafty Scrapper Creates over on Facebook. If you are not a subscriber here, I would be honored for you to be, and click that little bell so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new paper crafting video. And be sure to give me a thumbs up on this video and leave me some love in the comments also. This is the August E-Club kit, and if you are a part of our Scrapbooking with Me group here on Facebook, not here on Facebook, we're here on YouTube, Melina, on Facebook, or if you have ordered from us at scrapbookingwithme.com, then you have heard of the E-Club kit. And Mom is E, and we have a monthly, I'm getting this open, sorry, hold on one second. We have a monthly kit. It's called the E-Club kit, and it usually has either a 6x6 pad in it or a 6x8 pad, or we have had 8x8 pads in it before. It's just according to what we have budget for that month. Sometimes the manufacturers will give us really good deals, and then some months they're very stingy with their deals. So we just have to put in what we can at a price point that keeps it low enough for y'all, and you know, we can make just a itty bitty bit off of it. So this month, of course, we always get some cardstock, and this month we got this nice little, everybody gets a piece of ledger paper of some kind. It might not be this exact one. Everybody got the Timeless Beauty collection from Dress My Craft, and it is gorgeous paper, y'all. Look at this. Look how pretty that paper is. And it's got kind of a little sheen to it. It's not exactly glossy, but it does have a sheen to it. That is some gorgeous paper right there. Just saying. So pretty. Look at those clocks. Love it. There is a key of some kind, and it is a it is actually metal. It is from a Tim Holtz collection of some kind, ideology or something, but I got the one that says Dream on it. You get some crochet thread, and this is like a seafoam green color, and I think it's 3 yards, somewhere around that. You get some Nuvo drops. Yep, Nuvo crystal drops. You get some transparent dewdrops that are already adhesive on the back. That's neat. This is a first. We've never had distress crayons in our kits before. I am very, very excited to use this one. It is like a, oh, what is this color? Chartreuse kind of green. It is very pretty. Shabby Shutters is the name of this one that I got. Everybody's not going to get the same color, but you're going to get a distress crayon in your kit. You get a couple or three, maybe 2 or 3 of these kind of portrait things from Tim Holtz. The things that I usually think are a little bit on the spooky, creepy side. These aren't too bad. He's kind of creepy. His facial expression pretty creepy. I'm not a big fan of those, but a lot of you are, and so we try our best to add things into the kits that not only me and Mom are just in love with, that you know, sometimes other people will absolutely fall in love with, and we're like, yeah, I don't particularly like that new stuff from Tim Holtz, but other people do. Then there is a package of Pop Dot adhesive squares, and they are 3D, so when you use them on your project, it just pops up, you know, that whatever you've put it on. And then look at this. You get I think it's a half pack of the Tim Holtz wallflower, no, not wallflower, Melina, wallpaper samples. So it's some of the sheets and then some of the die cuts, and you get like a little washi strip too. But that is all from the Tim Holtz wallpaper package, and you get some of that. And it seems like y'all probably got one other thing that I didn't get. Me and Mom get the leftovers. So if there's a kit that might have one little tiny thing short, or maybe 2 yards instead of 3 yards of trim or something like that, or something that Brandon knows Mom or I already have in our stash and we don't need to take up one of them from y'all, then that's usually our kit. Now, I have started this video just to show you the E-Club kit for August, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with it, so y'all are just going to go along with me on this fun idea journey. Now, I like to make journals, I like to make mini albums and flip books, and I haven't made cards in a long time. I'm just trying to think. This just kind of screams to me, though, envelopes. And I'm wondering if we can do an envelope type journal. So let's see what we can conjure up here. I'm thinking I'm going to get out my little binder clips again. These are book rings. We have them in the shop. Usually they're on back order right now, but you can get binder rings anywhere. You can get binder rings at Walmart. So I'm really liking the thoughts of making a journal. Look at there, I got 2 different sizes. A journal. Oh yeah, I like the smaller size anyway, so let's put that one back. A journal with an envelope cover on the front and back, and then the inside, yeah, I'm really liking that idea. Inside papers from this, and we have pockets all on the inside. So a pocket envelope journal. What do you think? All right, let's start it up. Pocket envelope journal, or an envelope pocket journal. Nah, pocket envelope journal. And it can be kind of ephemera holder-ish, but we could put coffee dyed or tea stained papers inside the pockets that we make inside of it. Let's make our envelope covers. I'm going to go 4.5 by 4.5, so 4.5 squared. So with my envelope punch board, and you can totally make an envelope without needing a punch board, but with this one I'm going to cut my paper 7.5 by 7.5. So I will do one of my covers out of this one color of cardstock, and then I'll do the other cover out of the other color. So 7.5 by 7.5. So if you have an envelope punch board, you can go along with me to make 4.5 square envelopes, or you can just cut envelopes. You've got an envelope template of some kind, use that, or if you know how to turn a square piece of cardstock and make score lines and fold it at the exact proper points, then go for it. I don't do that well, so that is why I'm using my envelope punch board. And I am looking for my stylus. There we go. I guess I could use that. even though I really like using a stylus a little bit better. Alright, so 4.5 by 4.5. Let me find it once again. 7.5 by 7.5 piece of paper, and we're going to score our first line at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to find that score line and line her up, and then I'm going to line that score line up there, punch, and when it's cardstock, sometimes you gotta start from the bottom here where you can actually see that line, because I got some thick cardstock going on here. Okay, and then line up again, and then line that up. So see, if you have a really great eye, you can make your own envelope without the punch board, just turning the paper on a triangle axis. Oh, babe, there's that. And then, oh, hubby is texting me, asking me if the grocery order is ready to pick up. Let me check that for him. Alright, and then there's my other one, and then we are even Stevens together there. And then get up all of my little things. I'm going to keep this because I want to do maybe a few of the little pulls and stuff for my pockets, and I'm going to do that punch there instead of the circle punch. And then I'm going to round my edges here. So I'll keep the envelope punch board around, and I'll get all that covered up. That can be the inside of one of my envelopes there, so it won't even be seen. Be fine. Oh, I like that size. That is a cute size. Very, very cute. Okay, I'm going to, yep, let's ink around these and go ahead and glue them down. I'm going to ink my bottom flap, and then try to only ink what's going to be seen. So top of the side flaps here, top of this one, and then I'll have to ink inside and outside on the top flap of this, and ink all of the folds. Okay, I'm going to use my liquid glue, and I'm going to put glue on the edge of this bottom flap here. Okay, for my spine that's going to be out here, this is not going to be like a traditional journal. This is going to be held together with 2 binder rings out here. Okay, so we won't have the folded aspect of a journal. It's going to be flipped through with the binder rings as your spine. No sewing needed. So I'm going to make 2 edges to come out here so that these can go into instead of my envelope, because I want the entire piece of the envelope, the whole spot there, to be available for tucking things down in. So I'm going to make 2 strips, and I'm going to make, let's see here, let's do 4.5 by 1.5. 4.5 by 1.5. So you want 2 of those strips because we want to make it good and sturdy. So 1.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches tall. So there's one, and then here's our other one from our other color. Alrighty, we're going to glue these together. Get us that sturdiness that we need. Well, it doesn't want to come up off of my mat. Here we go. So just sandwich those 2 little pieces you just cut together. Like that. Get them as close to twinsies as possible. That is pretty good. Let's press down well, and I'm going to get my corner rounder, and let's do the second to the most cornery corner. And yeah, when they're still wet, I don't have patience. When they're still wet, it does glop up in your punch sometimes. I'm bad. I just do not have patience when it comes to liquid glue drying. Alright, I'm very excited about the idea I have running through my head. I hope that it turns out like I want it to. Alright, so when I do that, see, I've got just a little bit of room up top and I got a little bit of room on the bottom. I love it just like that. If you want yours exactly the same height as your envelopes, then you're gonna have to get that measurement going there. But I love how that looks, and I love using the opposite color for each of the envelopes. The opposite color spine for each. I'm going to ink both sides of our little spines we're about to adhere on here. I'm going to add 1/8 inch score tape down the very edge, so that one little spot's not going to be seen that I inked. Oh well. But I'm just going to go all the way to the very edge of that, and same with this one. Just get along that very edge of one side, and then pick off the backing. You can use just liquid glue, but I'm going to put a little combination of glues on mine, since this is going to have to adhere to that envelope forever. Alright, I'm going to put just a little line of glue back here. And then I'm going to line it up on my mat, my dirty mat. I was looking at that before I started the video and thought, you need to clean your mat, Melina, but you see, I still didn't do it. Alright, I'm lining it up on my mat where my measurement lines are, and then I'm lining this envelope on this line here. So I know that I can come on over with my glue just a little bit, just so I get it all the way to the edge and it holds really well. And yes, this outside part here is going to be the front and then the back cover. Okay, I don't want that side. That side can be an inside and we can make a pocket on the bottom of it. So I'm going to go up, just get it right at even Stevens there, and hope for the best. And then I'm going to get my bone folder and press it so the glue, any excess, presses outward here, and I can wipe it off. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over and make sure you don't have anything back here you need to wipe off, just barely. Okay, and you're going to let that dry. It doesn't look even, but it is even because I lined it up with my mat. So we're good. Okay, I'm going to line up again like so, and just make sure we're lined up properly. And I'm going to go all the way over to this line and then back up and then line up my envelope on that line. Don't go over the line, Melina. Okay. Already got glue a little too far out, so I'll wipe that off. Then I'll get my bone folder and squish out any excess. Okay, and then, ooh, lots of excess over there. There we go. So there are our spines on the outside of our books. Now I'm going to line these up, and we're going to figure out where we look at that, how nice and lined up that is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're going to figure out where we need to put our 2 holes for our binder rings. Okay, we'll do decorating in just a minute. And so we're looking at 4.5, and we need 2 midlines. So I'm thinking I want them pretty close together, so I don't want them, you know, like one way up here and one way down here, because when you're flipping the pages it's going to make it a little bit harder. So I'm thinking at the 1.5 inch mark and the 3 inch mark. So that's going to put me about here, about there, and about there. So what I'm going to do is flip this around and see if that still looks nice and pleasing to the eye. There, we're up 1.5 inches here, we're down 1.5 inches here. So it looks right to me, so that's what I'm going to punch. And we can go ahead and decorate that strip there on both sides, on the outside, before we punch those holes. Might as well do the inside too. do some kind of little something here. I think I might get some of this wallpaper paper. Wallpaper paper. And get just a little torn strip of that on there. Ooh, I like that. Let's tear all the way down, and maybe we can get one on the inside and one on the outside. Yeah, I like that. We don't have to cover up the whole thing. And I'm going to get my scissors. Okay, that's not going to be big enough, so I will trim another piece. Alright, so what I have done, if you want this back envelope, if you want it to be on the outside, then you'll need to put this spine on this side of your envelope. The way I've done it is when I open all this up, that's going to be on the inside now, which I'm kind of fine with, because then that way on the back it will be nice and flat. So if you're displaying it in the house, or if you put it in a bookcase, maybe nothing will get too ripped up on this back part. But if you want the outside to be like that to match the front, then you'll need to put your spine on the other side. Aren't I smart? I'm just full of smarts, I'm telling you. Okay, now I need to put this one back here, and I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not worried that one side is torn and one side is not. I do want that even though. There we go. And then ink that one up. And this is going to be the back side. It's going to have this little strip of decoration on this part, and then I will put some other kind of paper back here to decorate up that part, and then that'll be the back already decorated. Okay, we're going to get to the pages in just a minute, I promise ya. There we go. And then, like I said, we could go ahead and do the insides too, and figure out what we want to put on these as decoration. Alright, I'm going to clip these together and get these spines lined up really well. Okay, then I'm going to remark my 3-inch spot and my 1.5 inch spot. So 3-inch spot is here, and then my 1.5 inch spot is here. Make sure I can see those really well. Got them clipped together so they stay right beside each other. They're like twinsies already. Okay. Then I'm going to get my crocodile. I've used this a lot lately. And I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with the larger hole. Let me see here. Off of a piece of scrap. You know, you can always use a piece of scrap to help you with measurement and how things would look. And if I did the bigger hole, it'd have plenty of room. If I did the smaller hole, it is just right. I mean, it's going to give me quite a bit of resistance if I go with that smaller hole. So I believe, I don't know. If I go with a larger hole though, my book is going to more flop around. So, I mean, I'm not getting too much resistance at all. It glides fine. I'm going to go with the smaller hole. So see, if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have had it in my brain right, and then I would have poked the big hole and not had it how I wanted it. Okay, these little guides that are on the side of your crocodile, they're there for a reason, folks. So if you will push that guide up, figure out, find your little spot there where you're wanting to punch that hole. There we are, Melina, right there. So you need to place your guide up there. Figure it out. Oop, that's not far enough up, so we need to go back a little bit. So right there, if that is where your center is and where you want to place the hole. I think my mark is a little too far in, so I'm going to come back just a touch and then get my guide right where I need it. So right there. So little tooth right here, back behind there, right there. And I'm going to tighten that up so that when I go to punch that hole, I'm not guessing as to where I need to punch the hole. Okay, so I've come back to the notch right behind that longer notch there, and that's where I need to punch the hole for both. So I'm just going to find my little spot, and I'll come back just a touch from it because I thought that that hole was too far in. So then I have to get out all of that debris that I just got from that and find the other mark, and I go through both, and I've got my holes punched. Now I can do the little reinforced hole look, and I think I will go ahead and do that with some of this wood grain paper. And I've just got my little 5/8 inch circle punch. Alright, so you need it for the front, the inside front, the inside back, and the back. That's just from my scrap pile. I'm going to ink every one of them, and then I'm going to punch holes in every one of them. I'm just going to stack them up and punch some holes. Okay, I've made my little mark, and I'm going to stack all of these in and punch my holes. That dark cardstock was a little bit hard to see that little mark. Then I'm just going to line them up like that and glue them on. A little dab of glue will do you. And then just line it up with the hole you've already punched there. So now your two covers was the hardest part of this entire journal that you're making, or ephemera holder that you're making, or whatever you're wanting to call it. So there's one binder clip, and then here is the other. So you've got the two binder clips like that, and it is going to hold this book together, and you can add in as much as you want on the inside also. And let's see here, I think what I'm going to do, because I want it to be a little chunky, so we're going to have quite a few pages in there, and I'm going to grab pages from this. And what I'm going to do is, with Dress My Craft, they're a one-sided, they're not double-sided papers, so they're one-sided. They are thick, but they're one-sided. So what I'm going to do is cut these down to fit inside these two covers, and we're going to make pocket pages inside. So every page is going to have a pocket on it. So these are 6 by 6, and the tallest my envelope is 4.5. The widest this is 5 3/4. Okay, so you don't want to go any further wider than 5 3/4. So I think I will make mine 5.5. I think that's what I'll do, 5.5. So that leaves me just a little 1/4 inch. I might go, they're 5 and if I do 5.5, because I want them to come pretty much flush with that. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go 5 3/4 and see what it looks like. I can always cut down a little bit. I can't add it back. So, and for the inside, go just one little hash mark under 4.5. So this is my wide section, so I'll need to go 5 3/4 is there. So I'm just cutting off the smallest little strip here until I figure out if that's what I want to do, and then just the hash mark under 4.5, and then I'm going to see what that looks like added in here. So I'm going to take my binder clips off. I just put those on just to show you how the spine would look. Okay, and let's see if this is the correct measurement for our pages, and if so, we can cut as many pages as we want. We're going to sandwich these together so that you don't see the white, and you'll have a pocket up here on the top of the page and a pocket on the page too. Okay, so if I put this in just like so, and I butt it up all the way against this, so I've got a little bit of room at the top and the bottom, and exactly no room here. But that's okay, because we're not folding anything, so you're not going to have protrusion out here. So all you're going to have to do is round these corners, and it's going to fit just fine. So that is our measurement for our little pages that we're cutting here. We are cutting them 5 3/4 wide by 4.5, just a little, just that one little bitty tiny 1/16 of an inch hash mark under 4.5. Okay, okay, so here we go. Corners rounded. I'm going to do all 4. This is some thick cardstock. Y'all hear that? Okay, and then I'm going to do a little piece of glue, little line of glue, 3 sides, like that. Try to get it as close to the sides as possible, because you're making a little pocket and you want to have enough room to put stuff in the top there. Alright, and then I'm going to use this to make myself my little thumb hole grip notch that's going to be at the top of each one of my pocket pages. So there, I've done that at the top, and then I'm going to ink around the pages front and back. Okay, then I'm going to line this double-sided page up with my spine over here. Okay, I'm going to get it perfectly lined up as possible on that spine, I'm going to get a clip, and I'm going to get a Sharpie marker since we've got a little bit of sheen on that page, and I'm going to go through those 2 holes, and then that lets me know that's where I need to punch, okay, with my Crop-A-Dile. And I'm going to go over right where that mark is and punch. So that's going to take up a little bit of room in your pocket at the top, but it's still going to give you plenty of room to add things in there. And then I'm just going to keep making pages, but I'm going to show you how this looks. We're going to add this page in here, and we'll put little reinforced tabs, the circle tabs around these pages too. But that's the most time-consuming part of it, is getting all the little tabs and your pages put together, and your little cover you just put together. I'm going to get that binder clip closed up, and then we'll add this one. I can see all the way through, and that is a really good thing when you can see all the way through. You know you have lined those pages and that cover up perfectly. Oh, there is our ferocious beast, Lila, because Daddy is home with the grocery order. Okay, so then you're going to flip that open, and there's your first little page that's got that open part at the top, and you can make a little pocket out of. And then we're going to put a pocket on the fronts of each one and on the backs also. So we'll have a pocket across on front and back, pocket in the top, and then we'll make a pocket here also. We have a pocket here, and then that will be the back there. Okay, so I'm just going to go through my pad of Dress My Craft Timeless Beauty pad, all that paper, gorgeous paper, and I'm going to put together more of these pages. I'm thinking, let's see, we've got enough to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got enough to make 11 pages. Let's shoot for 8. I'm going to shoot for putting 8 pages in here. So 8 of these back-to-back pages that I just made. So there's one. I got 7 more to add in here, and I'm going to go ahead and put them together, glue them, do my little thumb tab at the top. I'm going to punch some more 5/8 inch circles, and I'll probably do that out of my little pieces offcuts over here on the side. I'll do that there and put them on there, ink them up, and I will come back and show you how I'm going to add pockets here and onto the pages, and then we'll start filling it up. Alright, so I have all of my inside pages put in here. So there they all are. And I just tried to organize them where it wasn't the same pattern right behind the next. So there's all of my pages with their pockets open up top, but I've got liquid glue on there, so I'm just letting it cure and dry before I start trying to poke and prod at the tops here. I thought I would go ahead and decorate this front envelope, and what I'm wanting to do is this has, and I don't mind the white around the top of it. I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm wanting to cut this down, so I need to make me a mark where I need to cut it. Here and there. And this is that little ledger sheet that you got in your kit. And I have been inking with walnut stain. I always forget to say that at the beginning of my videos. Not like it matters. I mean, y'all can use whatever kind of ink you want to. You don't have to use what I use, but I do have some that ask, and I just forget to tell. So I'm going to round all the corners on this, and then I'm going to ink it with the walnut stain. Then, to attach it to this, I'm going to attach it first to the flap, the top flap. Glue it on there. Then I'm going to trim it to get it attached here. And then I'll do the same thing with this floral piece that I want to put on top of this. So I'm going to kind of dirty up this a little bit, kind of get it a little grungy. And then I'm going to place that where I want it. And like I said, I'm just going to glue it on that top flap right now. So I'm going to come around like this. If my glue will just start coming out, there we go. And then I can always come back and put more on the edges if I need to, but just on that top flap for now. And go ahead and place it, and then I'm going to pull up that flap so it doesn't get any glue here yet, and then pull that back down, make sure that it's still in the, yep, still good to me. And then I'm going to get my messy rag and lay that flap down and get off any excess glue back behind that. Okay, then I'm going to get my sticky scissors and I'm going to trim off right up against that top flap, and we're going to put the rest of this down here. Alright, I'm going to ink this around that flap there, and then I'm going to ink this part there, and then lay that down. I'm going to put glue all over the back of this, and we're going to get this put in place, and then we'll do pretty much the same thing with this floral piece we're about to add on there. I can pick it up without getting glue all over myself. That would be amazing. Okay, and then I'm just going to butt that up and get it matchy-matchy. Okay, that looks good there. Press down. Oh, I love that. I love how that looks. Nice. Alright, and then I'm going to put this piece over the top of that. So I'm just barely going to have a little bit on the flap up here, and then I'll have the rest down here on the body of the envelope. So I'm going to pull it up some like so, and I'm going to make myself a little faint pencil mark of where that flap is for that, and then for that side, and then that way it kind of gives me a little bit of a guide. I'm going to pull out these little pieces where it was laser cut and they just didn't come out. Alright, so I'm just going to put glue where I know it will be on that top flap, and then I can come back and add more if I need to. Okay, so top flap down, and I make sure that nothing is hanging off the edges, and press that down, and then pull up and wipe off any excess. And then I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I'm needing to make pockets on each one of these, so I can use my cutoffs that I have here, which, look at that train one, that would be too cute to add to the bottom. But what needs to happen is when I put them on, see, it's going to go where that hole is. So my pockets that I put on these are going to have to be very shallow, or I can pull from what papers I didn't use, or the wallpaper papers that I have, and I can do, you know, little slanted pockets. And I love that idea, like a torn slanted pocket. That way I don't have to take these off of my rings again. So I'm really liking that idea. So I'm hoping I have enough papers here that I can make a slanted kind of secretarial pocket on each one of these. I think that would be very cute. So we'll have a pocket on front and back of each one, and I've got 8, I think, I've got 7 pages. So 7 times 4 pockets, and then you've got 7 more pockets up here, and then excuse me, I'm trying to get my throat cleared. We're going to put pockets here, and then you've got your pocket there, and you've got your pocket on the front. So lots and lots and lots of pockets on this little flip album. Now let's cut off this floral piece. Okay, and I had a piece come up over here. That's where you'll come back in and put down some more glue so everything stays down. I love how that looks. Just like that, I love how that looks. But then we're going to add this right to that little V mark there. That's going to be pretty. Alright, and I did not ink this piece first. I'm just adding it on. So let's add glue as close up to the edge as possible so that everything gets adhered on. So this is a great way to decorate an envelope even if you're not making an album. I've shown you a way to decorate the flap part of an envelope. And it's, I mean, pretty easy. Nothing too brainiac about this at all. But I just start with a flap first and then figure out the rest. So yeah, that looks good. And then where I inked that flap, you know, it's got that empty space there on the floral. That inked spot is showing through. I like that. Let's press down everything. Alright, so there we have our front decoration. And if you wanted to make some kind of policy closure of some kind to keep these closed, you could. I'm good with it. popping up like this because I'm going to put some stuff down in there anyway. Some kind of ephemera or something will go down in there. Okay, for the inside covers, I won't have to worry about this one. I can just decorate this one like I did that front one. And for this inside cover, I'm thinking I will just add a pocket of some kind here and not worry about getting maybe over onto this. So let's look through the papers we have left over, which we have this one, but that would match be too matchy to the front. I really like this one. Have those roses, or have this. That's very pretty. I might could just do a corner tuck, couldn't I? Let's look through the rest of them before I make a decision. Okay, we've got that one. That's cute too. Oh yeah, I like that. I like the ink splatter, and I could totally do a little torn kind of ink splatter and do that instead of a straight across one. Do I like that? Let's make this one unique. Let's go for it. Alright, I'm going to tear and then figure out where I need it to end. So about right where that line is. Okay, let's look. It might be a little too tall. We shall see. Okay, it ends well, but it is a smidge too tall. So let's pull it back just a little bit more. Do another little line of torn, and that should get us where we need to be. And then that can be the whole theme to this flip book, having torn pockets. I like that. And then you can see that whole thing there. It's not all the way over there. Yep. And then you can tuck whatever. So I'm going to ink that. That was easy. Very, very easy pocket. And I'm all for easy. Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to, I'm going to use some 1/8 inch score tape. That just is easier for me. I am going to be able to use this pocket immediately when I put it on. There is no dry time. And I've had several ask me, well, when you use the score tape or double-sided tape on the inside of your pockets, don't you have a problem with things sticking to your score tape that's on the inside? No, because, and maybe this is the reason I don't, because when I go to adhere this in, before I finish a journal, an album, whatever, I'm going to get my bone folder and I'm going to really burnish that down so it is adhered to this envelope now, and I don't have sticky because it's adhered, and it's only 1/8 of an inch wide, so it's tiny. And I've just, like I said, I've just never had an issue with that. Okay, so there's our front little pocket. Can hold all kinds of little stuff. Let's put a little creepy picture in there so you can see. This one fits a little bit better. There we go. Put the creepy man in there. All right, so for the back, I don't think I'm going to do much to that. It'll probably just be a piece of this paper that I put squared up there. I could do a squared up piece and have a little pocket there, couldn't I? I'm giving myself ideas while I do it. Now, until you get this book, you know, back and forth, kind of worn in some. You're going to have some resistance here. Also, where I put all of my little reinforced circles, they've got that liquid glue on there. So that liquid glue is still not all the way dry, so I'm getting a little bit of resistance on the rings because it's running into liquid glue. Once all that dries and I get to using the book quite a bit, we won't have that issue. But yeah, that's a good idea, Melina. Let's use this green. That goes really well with that. So I need a piece cut because I want to be able to see the brown around it. So let's cut a piece that is just a smidge under 4¼ inches. And let's just do 4½ because this is a little bit taller than 4½. So 4½ tall is there, and then 4¼ wide there. And let's make sure of the height and the width. I'm going to cover up some of that if I leave it that width. So let's cut off 1/8 inch and see where that gets us. Oh, that's much better. Mucho better. Yep, I like that. And let's ink it up. Oh, first let's do corner round. Like so. And then I'm going to figure out which side is up. That side is up for the writing that's on there. It's kind of like newsprint on this pattern. And then I'm going to use 1/8" score tape to put it on like so, and have myself a little pocket back here, and whatever I put in there could stick up over that. That will be cute. I like that idea. So let's get our 1/8" score tape and put this one on. Alright, so that is on and open at the top, so we'll be able to put something in there if we want to, and if not, it's got a beautiful background so on that back cover, so no need to do anything else to that. I'll need to decorate that one up. Let's go ahead and make our first decoration for this, and see, that's got those beautiful clocks right there, and I don't want to cover that up. So if you've got some patterns on some of your pages that you really don't want to cover up, you don't have to put a pocket there. You already have a pocket at the top of each one of your pages, so it's not necessary that you put a pocket at the front and the back of all of them if you don't want to. But I mean, this is so pretty. I think I might do some kind of little torn something like this, and it could just be a tuck. How about that? That works. And if I do this green, the green is on the back here, and then the green is on the very back of the book, so that would work. And let's do torn piece like this. Tear is our theme, remember. So okay, I'm gonna round that corner. Okay, I can come up some like this, and then down like that, and I need to make that a little bit more deliberate of a change there. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, let's tear that off. And let's round this corner so I can get a better feel of how it's going to look. Ink up everything. Yep, and put that on just like that. But I am actually going to come down just a little bit more with this tearing. Make it a little bit more deliberate where it stops and it kind of comes around where that clock is. I like that. So let's add our glue. I'm just going to add liquid glue around the edges of this one since it's a smaller little tuck. I've got glue on the front side of it, and match up that rounded corner and then the bottom of the page. And then I'll get my messy rag. Alright, and there's our first little tuck, and you can see that it would hold something pretty substantial. Just a little tuck there on the first page. Okay, and then on the other ones, if it's pretty plain on here, see, that's pretty plain, so I could do a really good let's see here, slanted. Oh, look at that, how pretty. Could do a really pretty slanted pocket on these and just kind of go from one corner and start tearing and then figure out where it needs to end. I'll just do it like that, and it's almost perfection there. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. I'm fine with that. It's not going to work all the way to the edge anyway. If I were to put something in there, it couldn't go over here anyway because I've got those holes there. Oh, I like that. Yep, and plenty of room to put stuff down in there. So let's round this bottom corner here. And this one's bigger, so I can use some 1/8 inch score tape. Right, so there's that pocket. Nice, big, deep pocket to add all kinds of stuff in. And that shows you how deep it is. Good pocket. Alright, so I'm just going to go through and put on more torn slanted pockets on all of these. And if there's some that I don't want to see, because I really wouldn't want to cover up all that, I might not even put a pocket on the front of that one because it's so pretty. But I would on this one and that one. And I can put a little shallow one on this one. And yes, I will on that one. Yes, I could do a little shallow, just a corner tuck on this one. And then, yes, I would on that one. Oh, that one is so pretty. I might not put anything on that. Maybe I can punch a circle and just do a little circle tuck right there. How about that? Let's do this 1.5 inch circle punch. And punch out that Paris word and ink that up. Yes, and then just add glue to this one side over here. And then once that is dry, you'll be able to tuck little pieces of whatever back behind it. Doesn't have to be huge stuff that you're putting around. See, that's not dry yet, but what I'm saying is you could put little pieces of ephemera and stuff tucked back behind that, just because I didn't want to cover up that entire page. So I'm going to let that dry there. And then these, oh, look at that beautiful butterfly paper. I would just do like a little tuck here, and I would do a little same kind of heel tuck here, and then a big slanted tuck there. And like I said, I need to decorate that one. And other than that, we're pretty much done except for adding all of our ephemera. So I need to get in there and kind of loosen up those holes where that glue has not dried, so that will be a lot easier to push together there. But I love the little girth to it. I love the divots for the thumb holds there, or pulls at the top. I love how it's coming together. I'm going to go ahead and finish adding the pockets, and then I'll get some ephemera and tags and stuff and add around in here. And then I'll probably on here add this key to this string and add the string in a couple of places on my rings, and that little key can be a charm that hangs there. I like that. I'll be right back and show you the final flip through. All right, I've almost finished it. I will give you a flip through in just a minute. Flip through in just a minute. But I did go along the edges of some of this stuff with the crayon, the distress crayon that I got, and I wanted to show y'all before I finished how I did it. So I'm just going around the edges of each of the pockets or the tuck or whatever it is. I just go around it like that. Whoops. And then put the top back on, and then I just take my finger and blend it. You can use your if you've got a finger dauber. I thought I had one right here somewhere, but I don't. Here we go. So if you've got one of those little finger dauber blenders, you can do it that way. I just did all of this with my finger, tip of my finger. See, got green everywhere. And that just kind of blends that in, but gives you a little bit of a highlight or whatever to it. I did the same thing here, just blended it with my finger. And if you get a little finger dauber, you could blend it even more around the edges. Did it all around that part, all around the front part. So let's go through this. Now I have found out that on these little binder rings, if you will put the hook part, the closed part, you know, at the back, then it's a little bit easier to move the pages back and forth. So this is what I've done to the front. I've just got some of that crochet thread that come in your kit. I just got a little bit of that wrapped around those binder rings. And then I've got my little key charm there hooked to it. On this, I did the distress crayon around it. I've just got some ephemera pieces down in that. And then we flip to the next page. I just left Creepy Guy in that front pocket. And then here is this tuck here. I will put a few things in as we go along. So there's a little tuck that you could add whatever. You could just add some folded up coffee dyed or tea stain paper in there if you wanted to. I've got a little tag in this first pocket, and the pocket goes from here all the way over to about here, so you've got a really wide space there that you could put in journaling if you wanted to. So more coffee and tea stain papers in there if you wanted to. And then next pocket, put that down in there, and this one in here, and you saw what was in that pocket. And now here's this, and you could put stuff down in there to face both ways if you wanted to. Just another little tag I put down in the middle of that one. Another piece of ephemera down in there. Ooh, I think maybe this would go better there. And that there, that's cute like that. And then in this one, got another just a piece of ephemera stuck down in there. And then this one, let's see, let's do a bigger one, because that's a bigger, it's a taller pocket or tuck. Then I have a little tag in this one, another little piece of ephemera just stuck down in that top pocket. And then I'm showing y'all everything that I'm just got from Amazon there on my phone. In this pocket, let's put that. And then I have some grungy tickets in that one. These grungy tickets are from a freebie that is on my Buy Me a Coffee website. So I have that linked in all of my videos. And if you go to the Buy Me a Coffee website, go to the extras, and I have sheets of free digitals over there if y'all want some of that. And then in this one, I've got some folded up old ad print paper. And then let's put, we need a tall one in this one. Let's just put it right there. It's got plenty of room for other stuff. Let me see if I've got something over here I might could fold up and add back there. This one might be too long and tall. It is. Let's tear it about there. And add that down in there. Nice little journaling spot back behind there if we wanted it. And then this one, remember, is just the little circle tuck space. And it holds nicely a few little things if we want to. In just that little circle space there. And I have another one of those folded up ad print papers in that pocket. And then here's another tiny little tuck space. Let's see if these will stick out. They will. And we could put that other piece of paper back behind there. Look at that little pocket on there. How cute. And now let's get another piece of something to put back here. Tear that off there. There's another little tuck space there, and some more folded over ad print paper in that top pocket. And then I have some handmade labels back in this pocket, and of course any of these pockets could be decorated on top of too. And then here's how I decorated that back inside cover. I really like that one. And then open it up, and I've just got some pieces of ephemera down in there too. Did another one fall down? No, I must have took them out. But I had a couple of pieces. Did I take them out of there? Let's do this down in here too. Is that too tall? Let's fold it over here and put that down in there too. There we go. So this is a nice little mini envelope pocket album. There we go. It's a mini envelope pocket album. I love these little things, and they hold so much. You can put so much in one of these. Now, if I were to have made these holes with the bigger side of the crocodile with that one, then these pages would have been even more like this. But just with the smaller hole that I used with the crocodile, I barely got any movement. And then look, I love how my pages go all the way to the edge there. So I like the measurement that I used on that. This is a cute little book. Cute little album. I loved making it with you. What I would do is, if I can find some little clips, and I don't mean bulb clips, I mean little paper clips, like mini paper clips. I know I've got some around here somewhere. without knocking everything completely off of my bookshelf. So this is one I found. I will find a more decorative one than this. This is like a chartreuse color, which kind of goes. So just to keep it closed, I might just put a paper clip, a little decorative paper clip on the edge like that. And then just take it off when I'm using it. Okay, so that's how I will keep my front envelope closed. If you come up with something much grander than that, let me know. But I love how this has come together. If you make one of these, please be sure to tag me and let me know. And if you like this video, of course, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and do that, please. I would be honored for you to be a subscriber here at Melina Pylant and Me Crafty Scrapper. And don't forget to leave me some love in the comments below. I will have you some still shots at the end. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, I might be adding a few of these little drops here and there on the front, just to kind of dress it up, and maybe some of the little clear enamel dots too. Y'all have a great day. Love ya. Bye, y'all.